What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally back working on the Subi again. Yes, it has been so long, I know, and I apologize. I know a lot of you guys who started following the channel followed just because of this build. So I am sorry, I took on other projects, but now the S15 is done. So I finally have the room and the time to take the Subi back in the garage and hopefully finish that thing pretty soon. So let's not waste any more time. I'll show you guys around the car, see what needs doing and what the current state is. And then we can continue with the work as we usually do. Stay tuned. So here she is. If you've not seen any of the previous videos, just a quick run through. This is a 97 GC8 sedan, so it's a 4-door version. It has a full STI swap from 2006, so 2.5 liter turbo motor in the front. It's got the 6-speed gearbox with a DCCD. It has the full STI interior, so this is a dash from 2006. Got the cluster and everything, CAE shifter, handbrake. A lot of good stuff, the full roll cage, and obviously this massive 110mm wide body kit that I made here in-house. Been working on this thing for 3 years. It has been long overdue, but now we're here to finish it. So, back to the good stuff. If you remember from the last video, I glued all of the panels front to back, so everything is finalized and attached. Now I'm working on finalizing the shape, making it smooth, and basically ready to be molded. So, what we have in the front is a very rough finish on the fenders, but they are glued and semi-finalized. Then running down the side skirts, you can see they are attached, but nothing is finalized, so I still have to go and smooth everything on the edges, but they are solid. Here I have to finish doing like a crossover, so I don't have a step, so I'm gonna have to weld a little piece of metal here, make it smooth everything, all the work that I've done here, everything with body filler, same on the quarter panel. Again, I haven't smoothed anything here, this is just as it came out after gluing. On this side, it is the same thing. We have the quarter panel just glued on here, and I still have this door attached. I can show you guys, this needs a lot of work, so if you can tell here, this has a bunch of holes and it's not smooth at all. So that needs a lot of work. Side skirt, same thing, it's just glued on, and then this fender also semi-smooth finished. Can use a lot of work still. The bumpers, we have them on this side. They are mostly done, not finished yet, so there's a lot of smoothing that needs to be done. For example, here or in the back. Yeah, all of that stuff needs to be, smoothed and finalized. But the shape is there, so they don't need any cutting or modification in that sense. You've probably noticed that the door is missing on this side. That's because I brought it here for some work. I started with the first pass of body filler. So my goal is to blend everything in. So if you remember, we have the fiberglass panel glued to the door, and I had some extensions towards the bottom here to try and make everything go as smooth as possible into the side skirt. So yeah, I'm trying to blend everything in. I've removed the door handle as well, so this is quite smooth already. And then obviously I try to finish onto the metal as close as possible with no added height or step, so that everything looks as factory as possible. And in the back here, I have the same issue as on the other door. So I've already filled a lot of the gaps over here, and I'm trying to make this body line or the wheel arch as round and smooth as possible as well. That's kind of the general plan now, is to smooth everything out and replicate this process on every panel of the car.
But when it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or did you see it coming? Come on, oh come on, yeah. When it all burned down and you lost my number, or you couldn't even call, didn't know if you recovered or not. Come on.
Alright, so I've just finished with the first pass of body filler and sanding. It is looking a lot better than I thought, but it is a very tedious process, and I've just only done the first pass. So it's not perfect, but the shapes are looking very clean, very smooth already. And yeah, I think it is good enough for me to install back on the car. So I can move to the rest of the panels. And I think the plan for me now is to do the same level of finishing grade or quality on all of the panels and put the car back together, see how it looks and if I need to adjust anything. If it all looks good, then I can go ahead with the final stage. But for now, I think this is good enough. So just a quick rundown. I tried to do everything smooth all around the wide panel. And then here I was missing a lot of, there was a big gap here that I filled in. So pretty happy with this. I'm actually really curious to see how this turns out on the car, because I've been going back and forth a lot about this shape and how I wanted to achieve this. And yeah, so here we have the back side. Obviously I'm not doing this area very good yet. Reason being that once this is ready to be molded, the mold will have to be in two pieces or as two separate pieces. The first piece will be this front part and the second piece will be the inside skin of the door. So basically, in order to mold the inside skin, I need to finish up all this inside stuff very, very well, including what's behind this panel here, which I cannot do with the outside skin installed. So I will have to cut everything off and then do the mold for the inside skin. So I kind of need to create the mold for the outside skin first before I can actually finish up everything and do the mold for the inside. So it's going to be a two-stage process, and that's why I'm not focusing on this area so much now. But the outside, yeah, I think is there 90% of the way. So let's put it back on the car, see how it looks. Okay, the door is on and it fits pretty good, actually. I really like the shape of the down by the side skirt. It flows really nicely, a lot better than I imagined, actually. So really happy with this. And what else? I do have a small step. So if you look from the back, you will see like a tiny, tiny step out from this door to the quarter panel. So I will have to correct that by making this a little bit thicker. Otherwise, some small inconsistencies in this panel gap, especially here, it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, gonna have to correct this. The door obviously still opens and closes as normal. It rubs slightly down here on the bottom of the door, so I will have to shorten it a little bit. I went a bit heavy on the body filler, so it shouldn't be an issue, but I can't go lower on the side skirt. I already have some tiny holes here. So yeah, that's also another area to keep in mind. But now that means I can actually attack the quarter panel, and that one is a bit trickier with the fuel door. So I will have to do a little bit more work around here. And as I said, the panel gap here, and blend everything in from the fiberglass into the actual body of the car. Now, one area that I do want to emphasize a lot on is down here by the taillight. I want to finish as smoothly as possible into the metal and not have an actual step, because when you look at the car from the back, imagine you're sitting here. I hate to see a big step where you can really see that a panel was glued onto the car and it doesn't look factory. So I want to finish as smooth as possible into this piece of the metal. That's why I actually shifted my panel a bit forward, so you can see this whole gap where my finger is. I left it blank so that I could blend it in nicely with body filler. So yeah, probably going to spend a lot of time here and on this fuel door. And the last part of the quarter panel will be this front section. So I've got to blend everything in nicely and also fix some of the welds that I did down here. They're not perfectly flat. So a little bit of body filler down here and we should be good to go. All right, so I'm done with the first pass of body filler. I am not good with body filler, so I struggle a lot to get, you know, a decent shape initially. I usually have to do at least 2, maybe 3 passes to get something decent. But yeah, I mean, that's just the name of the game for me. So I tried to be as smooth as possible already, especially in this area. But yeah, I'm sure it'll look a lot better after the first pass of sanding. So while this is finishing to dry, because it's kind of like still tacky a bit, I will attack the other side. I think I'm going to remove the door and do the same thing I did on the other side. And yeah, once this is ready, maybe I can attack the quarter panel as well. All right, second door, first pass of body filler is done. Again, I suck at body fillers, so there's a lot of imperfections there and unevenness everywhere, which is okay. I'm gonna smooth out with sandpaper, so no worries. But I wish I were a bit better. It would save me a lot of time. Live and learn. There is only one way to get better. I will leave this to dry overnight along with the quarter panel and yeah, get some sleep and catch you guys in the morning for some sanding. So I've just finished with the second door, and this is the first pass of body filler. So not perfect, but yeah, definitely good enough. At least as good as the other side, if not better. Especially this back area here. So yeah, pretty good, pretty happy. And I can test fit it on the car. But for now, I think I want to jump in and do the right quarter panel, because that one already has body filler on it, so it's ready to be sanded. And yeah, I want to do this before I keep going with the other side.
Looking for a shade when it's hot, I've been low key and I'm trying to stop. God, I'm feeling good. Yeah, but when off I go, pretty afternoon, it's a fast boy.
I finally finished sanding this quarter panel, and here is how it looks like right now. It is still very rough, but I think the general shape is there, and that's what I'm going for. One thing I need to replicate on the other side is, as I was saying before, I trimmed this and made it somewhat continuous. I did not do that on the left side. So looking here, I still have this big plate, and I cannot go further out that way with the metal because it hits the door. So I do have to trim from here in a straight line all the way to that corner. So I'm going to do that quickly and then start trimming the quarter panel so I can also put that first layer of body filler on it. I'm starting to hit a wall right now. It has been a couple of days of sanding and the shop is covered in dust. Check this out. I mean, this is just one layer or one pass of body filler on that quarter, and there has been 2 doors over there. It's actually, it's even on the wall. Look at this. It's everywhere, and I am covered in it. It's very tiring, very tedious, so respect to anyone who does this for a living. But yeah, let's dig deep and finish that thing.